Welcome back, Twisters. Today we'll be talking about 5 reasons why the Toronto Maple Leafs could break a long-time drought and win the 2020 Stanley Cup. And who better to be talking Leafs with me than John from Hot Take Hockey. So I'm pretty sure everybody here is subscribed to John, but if you haven't already, head over to his channel. He's doing a ton of live streaming, especially recently. And he was live streaming during an exhibition game yesterday. And that got him another 600 subscribers to put him over 14,000. So congrats, John. Keep doing what you're doing. You're fantastic. You're bringing a lot of different YouTubers together to collaborate. So you the man. Anyway, we're going to take it over to John in just a second. But before we do, I'm going to look at some of the key statistics for these Leafs. So heading into the playoffs, they were 3rd in goals for, 26th in goals against, tied for 5th on the power play, 21st on penalty kill, 6th in shots for, 19th in fewest shots against. So that's kind of skewing more toward they give up a fair amount of shots. And they were 3rd in the faceoff circle. And do keep in mind that they were 27, 15, and 5 under Sheldon Keefe after he replaced Mike Babcock, excuse me. So without further ado, John, take it away, brother.
Hey everyone, it's John here from Hot Take Hockey. I just want to say thank you to Nick from Twisted Wrister Hockey for having me on. I do all 31 teams on my channel. I talk all hockey, all NHL. I'll be streaming for all of the NHL playoffs. So if you want to check out my channel, I really appreciate all the support. Hot Take Hockey on YouTube. But for Twisted Wrister Hockey, for this video, for 5 reasons, I'll be going over the 3 reasons and starting with the first one, which is the Leafs power play, the Leafs top end offense. And when you look at that power play unit, Tyson Barrie at the point, and you have Nylander, Marner, Matthews, Tavares. Unreal power play on paper, one of the best. They were top 5 power play throughout the season. I think they could be one of the best, if not the best, in these playoffs. They're fully healthy. This is a team that's now regrouped, and they've just got pure talent. Barrie looks like a huge playoff performer from last year with the Avalanche, and he had a down year. I expect him to bounce back. I expect Nylander to be ready. I expect Marner to be ready. I expect Matthews to continue what he was doing, competing for that Rocket Richard. And I think Tavares will be ready. So if I had to go for one reason, it's going to be the top end talent, which is an easy reason for me for the Leafs, and just that power play. Number 2, I'm going to go Frederik Andersen. He had his lowest save percentage as a starter in this league. And I think he's going to bounce back. I think he's going to be a huge reason why the Leafs make or break in these playoffs. And for the case of getting that Stanley Cup, I think Andersen's got to be that elite goalie. I think he can be. So for number 2, I'm going to go Andersen. And number 3, I'm actually going to give a reason for the defense. And a lot of people are going to say, why are you talking about the defense? The defense is, if anything, what's going to let the Leafs down. Well, I actually think this defense is a lot better than what people say. You had a Morgan Rielly who was actually not playing 100% throughout the season. He was injured. He was playing injured. And now throughout this break and coming back, he looks jacked. He looks ready and 100% healthy. Dermott, the same thing, 100% healthy. He's got a new flow. He's ready to go. And Jake Muzzin, who has that experience, who has those cups, and now a full year under his belt with the Leafs, well, most of a year, and he's coming in fresh. And as I've said with Tyson Barrie, I do believe he's going to bounce back. We saw how influential, how much of an impact he had with the Avalanche. And then you have maybe a wild card in Sandin if he gets involved, that shutdown pairing of Muzzin and Hall. Hopefully CC can hold his own. So I actually think this Leafs defense is not bad. And we saw 2017 Penguins win with, I would say, a decently weaker defense than what we see in front of our face with the Toronto Maple Leafs. So these are my 3 reasons, and I'll let Nick go over his 2.
Great job there, John. And it's tough to make that argument for the Leafs on defense, but I, like you, kind of think that they're being overlooked a little bit. We'll see how it goes in the playoffs. They got to cut down on turnovers, though, because a lot come from those guys. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and round things out with our 4th and 5th reasons. So, number 4, they can dominate puck possession. So, they were 3rd in the NHL in faceoffs. And they were 3rd best at even strength. And they're not really on special teams that often on the PK or the power play. They're not really into penalties, not so much. So 3rd best faceoff percentage at even strength, 2nd best at faceoffs in the neutral zone. So being able to dominate play and control the neutral zone will help a lot. So, as John mentioned, a rejuvenated Tyson Barrie and Morgan Riley should be able to help them out in terms of making smarter decisions, moving the puck up ice. You also have Austin Matthews and Zach Hyman kind of on the other end to force those turnovers to regain possession. They were also sixth in shots forced, so that means that they have to have the puck for a decent amount of time to be getting off plenty of shots. And when they outshoot their opponents, they are 20-10. So it bodes well for them to have the puck. And their Corsi for percentage, which is a reflection of shots for versus shots against and overall puck possession. So their team Corsi percentage was 52.1. And that doesn't sound overwhelming by any means. But if you compare that to the top 8 teams in the playoffs, well, guess what? Only Vegas and Tampa have a better Corsi for percentage. So Toronto is a successful team when it has the puck for sure. And number 5, I wanted to say, don't count out the veterans. So there are 3 particular players I want to talk about who I think could have big roles if this team can actually make a deep run in the playoffs. The first guy we want to talk about is the only guy who's over the age of 30 or 31, and that's Jason Spezza. So over 80 career playoff games, Jason Spezza has scored 25 goals for 70 points. So he's been around the playoffs plenty, and he had a small uptick in his production this year. So I don't know, maybe he can come in there, give the young guys a little bit of advice when it comes to focusing on one game at a time there. And the other 2 guys I wanted to discuss briefly are Jake Muzzin and Kyle Clifford. So Muzzin was part of the 2014 Stanley Cup run for the Los Angeles Kings. So he was instrumental in helping the team come back from a 3-0 series deficit in the first round. Gee, I wonder who that was against. Anyway, he had 26 games played that postseason, 12 points, a +6 rating, 51 block shots in 26 games. That's outstanding. And 74 hits. So he definitely ratchets up the physicality there. So the other guy, Kyle Clifford, he won both Stanley Cups for the LA Kings in 2012 and 2014. He has 15 points in 55 games played in the postseason and 158 hits. So kind of like Muzzin, this guy hits anything that moves out there when it comes to postseason play. So don't underestimate these guys to help this team get over the hump, because now you've got a trio of seasoned veterans who have won Stanley Cups or made deep playoff runs there. Anyway, we want to know your thoughts down in the comments below. What will it take for this team to make a deep run? Do you see it happening? I know Columbus is kind of an upstart team that's going to present this team a challenge in the initial round or in the qualifier. Anyway, John, thank you so much for joining Hot Take Hockey. Check them out if you haven't already, and we'll have more playoff coverage coming up in just a little bit. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. I'll catch you later. Ciao.